Welcome to my live. Sorry I didn't go live yesterday. I ended up being crazy busy, and the day before I did get sick in the afternoon. Earlier I was watching the grandchildren, but I kind of had a sinus headache all day and wasn't feeling good, and it got worse as the day went on, so that's why I did not do the live that day. And then yesterday was just crazy busy, but I have worked on something. I wanted to go live earlier around 4:30, but I never posted it because it kept taking longer to put together than I thought. It was kind of a last minute thing I've been wanting to do, but wasn't certain what I was going to put there. And then it dawned on me that I should make something to match the tree. So we are doing a farmhouse Christmas banner. And I will show you some of the supplies you're going to need. So let me get to the table view. Actually, first, let me show you the icons here. If I can do this right. So these are our little farmhouse icons, and they are way cute, and I have done a few things with them. And so if you've watched my series since I restarted my lives, I use these on my Christmas tree. They're great for kitchens, any kind of little things that you want to decorate with. They just make really cute, they're just cute icons anyway to do all kinds of crafting with. So that is what we're using today. So now we'll get the table view. And on my table, I have a banner. You could use any kind of banner. You could use a triangle one with the dovetail in it. There's all shapes. And I got these from Michael's. You can purchase banners anywhere. I can give you an idea of the size of this banner. And the size is 7, not quite 7. It's like 6 3/4 by 5, 4 1/2. Oh, and let me check and make certain I'm live and that I'm on my channels. Let me go back to here for a minute so you can see me. If you want to look in the back, you can see my cute things I have created. Let me make certain I am actually live. It's saying I'm live, and I will type hello. I'm on arlana'screations right now, saying hello. And if you're on, please let me know you're here, because that way I know if anybody's joining me. I tried to get more done on this live so that you can just, it won't take quite as long as what I'm trying to say, I guess. But you will get the idea, and I was all signed in on this page, but okay, and it looks like I'm live here also. So I will say hello there. Remember, if you're on, let me know you're here, because that's the only way I know, and I like it when people say hi and talk to me and have questions. I know it's last minute and I've got to get more of a schedule, and so everybody knows when I'm going to go live. So anyway, we'll go back to the screen. Don't know if anybody's on. It's not showing that anybody's on. You can always watch the replay also. So this was our banner. And like I mentioned before, it is 6 3/4 by 4 1/2. Now one thing I had to do is I had to drill my holes a little bigger. So you're going to want to drill your holes a little bigger. When you see, depending on the ribbon you use, you may not need to drill bigger holes. But I had a big wide ribbon, and I'll show you that in a minute. Another thing you're going to need is a chalkable chip, and you can punch a hole in it. And then I just used a thick foam square from the foam that I've been using. So this Silly Wink foam that I get at Hobby Lobby, it's the thicker foam, and I just cut a square. And then I used my red tape. I love the red tape, but you could use any kind of a real sticky tape or even hot glue. But the tape was easy. So, and all you're going to do is tape both sides of your square. And once your chip is chalked, you'll turn this over. And you'll peel your tape off. And stick that on there. That will make it so that this stands up. Now I'm going to show you how to chalk one chip. I'm not going to do all of them. I have the rest of the project pretty well ready. We'll also show you here what else you need. Now I use this ribbon, and let me tell you how white it is. So it's a 2.5 inch wide buffalo plaid ribbon. You could use anything. I'm using the buffalo plaid theme this year. So, and my tree has been relatively inexpensive to put together. So this is fun. That was just out of my stash, but you can get that if you can't get it at the stores right now. Amazon probably has it. You're also going to use 14 inches of 1 inch ribbon. So you'll need a 14 inch piece. And I might already have one cut. I think yep. So I'm not going to cut a new one because I already have one cut. I'll get my tape out of the way. We get so many things on the table. Then you're going to need let's see here. So here's the chalkable chip. We're going to need that. We're going to need the farm to table is the one I'm using, but you could use any one you want. I'm going to set those up here a minute so I can show you another step. Now I went and got scrapbook paper, and from my ribbon spool, so from this, and I'll give you the measurement here. So it's a 4 inch circle. You need 2 per banner. So 2 for each one of these. And then I'm going to use my art glitter, and it's a glue. It's Designer Dries Clear Adhesive. You can get it on Amazon. It's wonderful. It also comes with a refill, the one I got, and then it has this little fine tip on it, and then it comes with this little pin you poke down in here to keep it from drying out. It's way fine. It glues fast. So just need a little bit. We don't need a lot. And you want to always put your pin back on so it doesn't dry. Now I'm going to get my glue gun ready also while we're sitting here. I use this Ryobi glue gun. It is my favorite. Let me zoom back out a bit. Oh, it is my favorite. It's run on a rechargeable battery. You can also get a 2-amp battery, which makes it not quite so heavy. But the 3-amp does last longer. And then I changed my tip on mine, and I put on a longer tip. If you have questions with that, I think I have links under my YouTube. So I am live on Arlana's Creations and Arlana's Creations Couture, and should be YouTube, but I still, lately that hasn't been working, so I've got to get that figured out still. So you're just going to want to glue these 2 pieces of paper together. Like that. And then I'm going to need a pair of scissors here. Now you'll see a couple of spots where maybe it didn't, where the white's showing through. Because it didn't, you're just cutting it by hand. It's not a punch, so you're not going to get an exact cut. But you don't need to worry about that because you're not going to even see it when we're done here. So I just trim the white, as much of it as I can. And then I'm going to take a Ranger. You could use any kind of ink that you have, but this is Ranger Distressed Oxide, and it is the walnut stain. And I am going to go all around the edges with it, just like this. We're just going to rub the edges, give it a distressed look. That's all we're going to do to that. Okay, we'll just leave this set up here a minute so you can see that. We'll take the chalkable chip. You could already have your bow tied, but we'll just do this without. I am going to use some Pixiss spray. The reason I'm going to use Pixiss spray on here is because my transfer is not very sticky anymore, and I still want to get a lot of use out of it. So I'm going to take this over my garbage can. I'm going to barely press on the trigger, and it's just going to lightly spray some little dots here. That's enough to hold that transfer in place. I didn't even push down very far on it. And you probably can't see those little dots, but in my view, you can see them. Hi, Teresa. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining. Hope you're getting ready for the holidays and that you're enjoying the Christmas season. Okay, I see a little piece of something under there, probably from my cutting my paper. So we have that ready. Now, if you've watched me before, this is our chalk paste. And if it's not the right consistency, you need to stir it, but I've got this a good consistency. If it's not the right consistency, you put about 3 sprays of water in here, and you just use the Chalk Couture spray bottle. It works out great. And stir that in, but this is perfect. This is like yogurt or a cake batter consistency. And then I also mixed this one up, and it's the same. I don't need much of this, so I think I won't mix it up again. So we'll start. I'm just going to use this little teeny squeegee that actually is a nail squeegee. It's not even something that we carry, but for real small stuff, it works great. There was a couple of gals using it and talked about it, and hopefully they'll start carrying it, because I love it for the real small stuff. Now, since I don't have 2 of those and I want white on the farm and the table, I'm just going to use the small squeegee. And a little paste goes a long ways. You can spread it. So I decided to try and get a lot of this done because I knew it would end up being a long live, but you'll get the gist. And I'll give you my website before we're through. So we just peel that up. And I got a little teeny drop right there, but that will come off. So I'll set that aside. Normally you would take it and you would just go wash it. I'm just going to use this little Swiffer, or you can just use a Q-tip. The reason I like the Swiffers is because they have this pointed end. I used that earlier on something and I didn't use that end. So that was perfect to clean that off with. Okay, so now you're going to take a cool iron and you're going to blow dry it for just a few seconds, not too long. And that's probably pretty good. So now this is the backer sheet to that transfer. You always want to write on the back of it so that once your image is clean, and this one's not clean, but you'll go wash this in water and get all this off, and then you'll put it on your towel, and the towel that we carry, the fuzzing towel, and you'll dry it that way. So that, and this will just come clean. You can use the sponge that we carry, and that just cleans it right up. Okay, so we'll move this out of the way. Now, since I already have this one ready, we will, well, first off, I want to get my paste closed up because you don't want those to dry out. So we'll do that first. Now, and the colors I used on this project, this one's Candy Apple. This one's Bright White. So Candy Apple, Bright White. And I used Fawn. So there's the Fawn. And here's the Shimmer Copper. When you use the Shimmer Copper, you want to wash your transfers out as fast as you can because it dries in there. It's a little harder to get out. So the easiest way is just to hurry and do that. Now, I mentioned before, you're going to need a 14-inch piece of ribbon. This is 1 inch wide. I put it on there so it's in there about halfway or slightly under. You'll make a loop. It's just like tying a bow, but you don't have to tie it over, but you'll just make a loop and come over it. And tie. Oh, and I like to do dovetails, so I'm gonna do a dovetail on this. And it's just kind of like you fold it over, and it's almost like a V inside there. And so that's all ready to put on our project now. Now I have, like I mentioned before, I do have the project almost done because I didn't want it to take forever, and I will explain what I've done on the project. And my you might not get the full view of this, so we may have to do it in, so you can just see part of it and then the other part. So I took, this is just a little, this 2.5 inch wide ribbon is just a little longer than 2 yards. So 72 inches, you probably could go like 80 inches, but you can just decide how long your mantle is or wherever you're going to put it. And I left mine close together. You don't have to put them close together. I'm seeing some glue there I didn't know I dropped on there before, so we'll get that off. I can work on that after, where that won't show. Anyway, so then I had to drill my holes bigger, like I mentioned. So I thread from the ribbon underneath. In fact, I can just show you with, I'll just show you with a piece of the narrow ribbon because I don't have the holes drilled. But you'll just, from the underneath side, you'll put that ribbon through there. And you could even get away with the 1 inch if that's all you had. I just wanted the bold of the wider ribbon. And so you just keep threading it through. Now I did that through 6 of them. And you just center it between your ribbon after you get it on there. And then I started gluing my pieces on. And then I wrapped. I have this wire, and I'll show you that. I used this berry wire. And I also used the red berry. I don't have another exact red berry like that one in my drawer at the moment. This is a sparkly one. That could work too. But I was trying to match my red berries here. So, and to give my project dimension, I wanted these to stand out like I talked about. So, let me show you how we do that. So you're going to take your piece that you made, and you're going to take your chalkable chip, and you're just going to start scrunching around the chip with your with your paper. And you're just folding it up. So you can see there that you end up getting a piece like this because you've just scrunched it. It almost looks like a bottle cap if you turn it the other way. But so you're just putting it there. At the end we can fluff our bow or do it now. And remember, on this side I had put this foam square. And I have the tape there. Actually, we won't do that yet. We're going to take this piece and I have my hot glue gun on. And we'll get this back up on the table. Let me get it. It's so long that, let me get it up here in view. And then you're going to want to center that. Now we can take our chip. I can find where it went under all this stuff. There it is. So we'll take our chip. We're going to peel this up. And then we're going to center that. And we're not quite finished. As you noticed, I have some other greenery here. And I've got that all ready. Now you could put the greenery anywhere you wanted. If you wanted greenery up here, you could put it up at the top. I thought it would be fun to add it at the bottom. And I tried to make it so that my pieces went in like this on those two, and then the next two they still go in, and the next two. So my pattern is the same all the way across. So we'll stick some hot glue under there, and then you just start shoving your pieces. Now I've got these little berries stems that are on wire that I've used, and I just fold them in half. Just add some color to it. And then on top, I'm going to add my pine cone. And we'll let that dry a second. So that is all there is to this project. Now I don't know how well, let me see what I can do. I'll show part of it. So there's the first three. And there's the last three. Now one thing left I need to do that I didn't show you is on this end, I've already tied a loop so I can hang it. And then I have my V. So all I'm going to do is the same thing. I'm running it down by my wire. And then I'm just wrapping this around here and pulling it through. Now a lot of you probably already have all your decorations up. With my move and everything, I don't, and since I'm doing this new stuff, we will still do some Christmas decorations. You can always make them for another year or to give as a gift. So that is all you do to add that to your end. So let's see if we can get this in view again. Now this vine is kind of like a wiry vine, so let me get the scissors out of here. Makes it fun, and it had little bells and stuff on it. I used that on my tree, and I just really loved it. So anyway, I want to thank you for tuning in. Now, if you're interested in purchasing from me, this is the set. If you like it and want to purchase that, it's on my website. I can't remember the name of it, but it might be Farmhouse Icons. But it's a smaller transfer. It's 8.5 by 11. And you can get that there. Now here's my website, chalkcouture.com/arlana'screations. And there you can purchase that or a lot of these other things. The chalkable chips will be on there, the paste, several things that I used in my live tonight. So thanks so much for tuning in and hope you have a nice evening. Let me show you the project one last time so you can see the cuteness of it. We'll get that off of there. Like I say, you need more space to get it all in. I'll have to get a picture of it when I get it hung up on my mantle. So anyway, thanks for joining and have a good night. Bye.